Howdy, Mr. Jim.
Good. Hey, they said they keep saying Neat is free now, but I don't trust them. Free for how many?
The thing that I got was 100 people, unlimited time. But you've got to. It's not as easy to use as Zoom. You've got to have a Gmail account to use it, which I guess everybody has. But when I went and checked, though, it still told me that I couldn't set meetings up. So
they're busy stumping on their pee-pee, huh?
Yeah, it said something about they were rolling it out, but they were rolling it out slowly to everyone, which, okay. I don't think I forget where I read it. The little article I read said they were going to try to compete with Zoom, but I think it's too late. Zoom's already taken a foothold.
Well, they aren't quick to the market with their software and making everything right. They're just stomping on it. Sounds like they're stomping on it. I was confused when I tried to look up their stuff.
Yeah.
It irritated me. Let's see.
Did you get the link that I sent you so you could upload the video from last week?
No, I don't think I did.
You may not want to upload the video. You've got pretty low bandwidth, so.
Yeah. Yeah, really. 750K up on a good day.
I sent you a link to the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So that you can upload and moderate and do some other stuff too. If you want to.
Yeah. Okay. I don't read my mail like I should, but I should see all of it. Let's see. You got something printing on the 3D printer?
Yeah. I guess you can hear it. Is it annoying? I don't even hear it anymore.
Yeah. My problem I had with my phones not charging absolutely went away, and it went absolutely back to normal. The old cable I was using, the special cable that, like Steve has with a quick connector, all that is perfectly back to normal. And I don't have no idea what it was. I mean, everything was messed up. I think Motorola sent us a weird update or something.
I didn't get that update, so I wasn't having any problem at all charging my phone.
You may not have noticed. It was just, the phone charging was just slow. But if you had a Motorola charger, you would never notice. Everything. If you had a Motorola charger and a regular cord.
I had was it maybe a month and a half ago. I plugged my phone in and it didn't charge at all. Not even a little. And that was the only time I've ever noticed it acting weird, and I unhooked it from the charger and plugged it back in, and it started to charge. So for whatever reason, it didn't recognize the fact that it was plugged in. But it was only once.
Yeah. Okay. Last meeting was 23rd. 23rd, here we go. Oh, here you go. Virtual meetings. I see it. Yeah, I tried Steve's Nextcloud stuff, and it looked like it got jammed up with traffic pretty quick. You didn't try any more of that, did you?
Just that one time last week.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I think it's very bandwidth dependent, and it did not seem like it wanted to share the screens real well. So that was our biggest issue with it, was if I shared the screen, it might be fine on Steve's screen, but on my screen it would just freeze up.
Yeah. I like the message. I got the message, one of the messages you sent to me. It was really cool. It says, sent you a link. You should Beagle to upload video to YouTube. Beagle, you have a dog? No.
Okay. Well, that would be the link to upload videos to YouTube, but was it like 4 o'clock in the morning or something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My spacebar didn't work apparently. And Beagle, that should be able.
Have to be careful of people criticizing how people type, because mine is sometimes leaves something to be desired.
Well, that should be able, but
yeah, I figured that out. The first time it was interesting.
it's Beagle.
Beagle.
Hi, Kenny.
There's Kenny. Are you Beagle to get in? There's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Good morning or afternoon. Who's that bearded guy or unbearded guy?
The weird guy?
Whoa.
Oh, you need some Brasso for that thing.
Yeah. Who's your barber?
Myself.
Oh.
Yeah. How old is
Kenny
Corbin?
talking about getting a haircut. I don't know why he would talk about that sort of thing. No idea. You got it? Anybody have any ideas?
Do what?
Kenny was talking about getting a haircut, but I don't know.
I just did it myself. I just took a pair of hair trimmers and did it.
There you go, Kenny.
There you go. Yeah, I could do that.
And save you money.
The oldest kid shaved the grandbaby's head off, and he felt bad, so I said solidarity.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny, you want to borrow my hat?
No, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you save a lot of money with that thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
So starting.
What are you up to?
What are you up to, Kenny?
I was looking at the kitchen. I gotta keep on working on that. I'm thinking about getting re-energized. So, but yesterday I worked on my bike, got it to start, my Yamaha. So yeah, that's good. The tire's low, so I'm gonna have to go get some air pump it up tomorrow. So Saturday's supposed to be pretty nice outside, and I thought I'd take it out for a ride.
Sounds like fun.
Something to get out of the house.
Oh man, I'm sharing.
Yeah, you're
I didn't realize
sharing.
I wanted to go to a different window. I have to stop that. Let's see. There we go. Now I can share that maybe. Go back to that and share that. You got share enabled by default. That's cool.
I just turned it
There
on.
we go. I just mentioned to Kenny that I have ultraviolet light and I put it over the sink for my germ protection. It looks like they're selling lights and they have them. Looks like you can get decent delivery on them. I'm guessing. This is the kind I have right here. Mine is a 5 watt. I don't know if that's supposed to be germicidal or what. But it's pretty right. It's 5 watts of UV, 5 watts total use. And it's UV, that should be about a 50 watt equivalent incandescent. And then they have the germicidal ones. Oh yeah. That's a cob type. We have to see how, ultraviolet disinfection, disinfectant probably they meant. So they have some of that stuff. I just wondered if that might help us in the future. The crew, okay, it's 5:43.
I can hear that bird sitting on your shoulder singing.
I forgot to turn that off. That mockingbird's getting to be a visitor, a good visitor. Mockingbird or is that cardinal, Gail?
Yeah, that was cardinal.
Cardinal. Aren't cardinals worse than the cats? Okay, so let me find my screen that I want to go to, the club meeting screen. That one maybe. No, not that one. Cancel that. Go over here.
My next door neighbor installed a Ring camera. So every time I go in my driveway, he knows that I'm out there.
Well, you've got the same thing, you know. Your camera will do the same thing.
True, true.
Okay. So
But I
now,
think he's about the 4th or 5th neighbor in the cul-de-sac to put one in. So seems quite popular.
got the wrong one again. Here it is. The book of the month is still the 100-Year Marathon. You need to read that one. That is a goodie. China's secret strategy to replace America as the global superpower. And you'll understand what's going on with China a lot these days. News, scrounged up a couple of news items. Article comparing Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and Edge, and Tor. They like Chrome okay. They say Well, there's another one missing. What's the one they use on Linux?
Linux usually comes with Chrome or Firefox.
Firefox?
Yeah.
Yes, Firefox they were talking about is superior. It's a chip off Chrome, but with faster and more efficient, and but it doesn't have some of the Chrome features, they say. And
But
Safari,
hasn't Firefox been around for quite a while now?
yeah. And then Safari, oh, there it is. Firefox is from the list. And Edge, I forgot what they said about Edge. And Tor, which Tor is the more secure one. Right, Leroy?
Tor is supposed to be very secure. Tor is it's an onion router.
A what router?
They call it an onion router, the onion router, Tor.
Yeah. They say it'll route your traffic to somewhere else. You'll pop up somewhere else.
It bounces around. It depends on a bunch of different things, but it's supposed to be really secure.
Cool. The Google Meet, we were talking about Google Meet, it's supposed to be free now. And I went through it and got a little irritated at, it's free for 2 weeks or something like that. And Leroy investigated it too. What'd you say, Leroy, about it?
They're opening it up slowly. It's going to be free for up to 100 people in unlimited time. But you need a Google email address to use it, which probably isn't a big deal. And they haven't opened it up to anybody I know yet to use it for free. So that's all I know. That's what I know.
Mike, do you have a Google account?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So this group would be okay. And they had an article on the Motorola Edge Plus. Been keeping an eye on that one, Leroy?
Nope. I don't know anything about that.
It's supposed to be a high end, but they're implying that there's still a few bugs in the Motorola software, which I'm not aware of, but okay. I live in my little small world, so. And, Motorola's owned by Lenovo now anyway. When they talking about a fusion reactor, that one didn't make it in here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, third one. The big boy fusion reactor is almost ready 30 years later. They've been working on it for 30 years. Okay. And they spent $10 billion and they're almost there. They're thinking 10 more years. Sounds like a good cash cow to me. This was started by Reagan. Okay. Don't see Steve tonight. He must be working. Oh, Vicente's popping in there.
Yeah. Vicente just showed up. Can't see Vicente yet. Or hearing.
He's incognito. Okay, Mike, have you got anything you've been working on or interested in?
Oh, today I was working on a pedal assist for my e-bike. I put a motor on a second electric bike, and it's just running a brushed DC motor. I bought some sensors. They're about 3-inch discs. I don't know if I ever brought those to a meeting. It's just a Hall effect with a ring of about a dozen magnets around it. So you mount this onto your pedals, and as you pedal, it sends out a pulse. So I've got it hooked up to my electric drill, a 5-volt going into it, and I was getting voltage out. And at first I tried hooking up an LED to it to check the pulse rate to see if I was getting a signal.
Oh no.
I couldn't see anything, but then I thought, wait a minute, let me dim the lights a little bit. And once I dimmed the lights, I could see I was getting a pulse on the LED. But the only drawback I'm seeing is when I put a voltmeter to it, if a magnet happens to stop right in front of the sensor, I get a 4-volt spike, and it just kind of hangs there. So I haven't written any code yet. But I figure if I write into code, I'm going to have to write into, an if statement that if the power is 4 volts, disregard it, because I could happen to stop pedaling and it might kick on a full throttle. So
it's following the pedal. When you're pedaling, it's reading the speed that you're pedaling and applying.
yeah, they call it cadence. Cadence monitoring.
Oh.
So first I thought, okay, it was a Chinese piece of crap and it's not working. So that's why you always buy 2. They're cheap enough, you buy 2 in case you burn one up or one doesn't work. But it seems to be working. I can get a flicker out of the LED, so I know I'm getting a signal. So in theory, if I stop pedaling, the motor would turn off. And if I start pedaling, the faster I pedal, the more pulses it'll get. So the more power it should send. So it'll just be worked on an assist. So I shouldn't have to use a throttle.
Might just put a capacitor in there, and if it goes +5, then you just get a pulse and should go away.
Yeah, that's something else I was thinking. Just keep it simple and just, as it's putting the pulses in, just have it charge up the capacitor and put that into my input to my motor controller.
Yeah, and then put a little resistor to pull the voltage down if it goes to 5 volts and stays there.
Yeah, and it might be the easiest way to go.
Vicente tell you about that. He uses that trick all the time. You're blocking DC, basically. You can probably you can give them the resistance and capacitance, probably, huh, Vicente? We can't hear you, Vicente. Are you muted or yeah?
Yeah, I because my keyboard make a lot of noise. Hi.
Okay, I think you sound better. You got a headset on today?
What?
You got a headset
Sorry?
on today?
I set up something to show or something?
Do you have a headset on today?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get a USB microphone?
No, I didn't find it.
Oh, okay. The echo's not too bad, not as bad tonight.
Yeah. Is the camera microphone? Maybe not so good, but what I have. Okay.
So Mike, you're continuing that project. When looks like you're going to be able to implement that scheme.
Yeah, I think so. It should work. Other thing I was working on the other day was something for the grandkids. Vicente mentioned, a good year ago, using an LED or a laser pointer
Uh-huh.
and mirrors. So I bought a big pack of mirrors, about a dozen of them,
Mhm.
and then wired a USB plug into the back of a laser pointer. And Vincente told me that he gave the kids a goal once, was to get the laser pointer like from the second floor down to the basement by bouncing it around using plumber's putty to hold the mirrors on the wall.
Yes.
So I got that rigged up, so I can take that over to the grandkids. It might keep them busy for an afternoon. So I thank you for that idea.
Great. My pleasure.
I see Ray's with us. What's up, Ray?
Hi.
Hello.
You at home?
Ray, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. How is the weather in Middle Point?
It's all good. A little rainy today, past couple of days. A little windy yesterday at home.
You are at the office or at home?
I'm at the
This is
office right
your
now.
office. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
In my I guess my home office looks very similar, but I'm at the warehouse now.
Yeah. Great.
Are you
Nice to see
located someplace different now?
Oh no, I have when I started my business, I took part of my basement and I turned my basement into a home office, and it has, you know, cubicles and everything, and it took that visual change to really to be able to work at home. And so once the business grew so big, I just had to come out and get a bigger building. And so I still have my office at home, and recently we added my ham radio down there, and we put up a 50-foot tower and antenna mast and everything at my house, and ran the coax. So I've been climbing around the attic and everything. So that's been a lot of fun.
But you haven't moved to China yet.
No, I'm never gonna do that. Business is good. I'll go visit there, but I don't know. I really love Carol, and I just cannot. I couldn't see myself going to China, staying there, because she's definitely not gonna go and stay. But I just got to step in on Mike's conversation about his pulse generator signal. I missed everything before that, but things are looking pretty good. I don't know who can see me or anything.
Everybody.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. I know I can see everybody up in the bar across the top, and that's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been working on two major projects. The tower, or the ham radio. So I'm an amateur radio operator, but I haven't been practicing much for probably 15 or 20 years. And my daughter decided to get her license as well. And all together, it just really inspired me to put up a new tower and antenna. And while I did it, I put up a new television antenna, and now I'm getting like 65 channels. It's amazing.
Jim looks like he disappeared.
Tried that virtual background and I went away for some reason.
I've been playing around with a Raspberry Pi robot, and if you open the chat window, you will find a link and a password where, if it works, you should be able to drive this thing around while I hold it, so it won't drive around.
chat window. What's
Yep.
that?
Down there at the bottom of your screen there, it says chat. And
Move your
Uh-huh.
cursor around the screen and you'll see it.
I put a
Yeah.
link,
Okay, I have it.
and I don't know how many people can do this at once. So if somebody wants to try it, Ray looks like he's getting ready to try it. And, oh, somebody connected.
I got it. I got it.
So you should be able to see my screen through the web camera.
I don't see a screen,
You don't see a screen.
but I can tell that I'm controlling it.
Yep.
It doesn't do anything when I press the X.
No, the X was legacy left over from,
Oh, that's cool.
but
Oh.
you don't see the camera.
No, I don't see a camera on there.
That's
It shows me a, I guess like a little icon at the very top corner of what would be the designated picture box.
yeah,
Um,
but you don't see it.
yeah, I don't see any actual photo or video or anything.
That's
That's
interesting.
cool though.
So it's only partially working.
Put your hair in there.
What hair?
No. Most of us have been having problems finding a barber. You found a razor.
Hair trimmers. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I bought hair trimmers too. My wife learned how to cut my hair.
Somebody
I
else
can
wants
try.
to. If somebody
I will-
else wants to try while Ray's
I will.
connected.
I will try to connect. I'm connected, I think.
Yeah. Looks like it.
Forward, backward. Yeah.
So do you see a picture?
No,
No. So the camera's not working.
I can share my screen to show what I see.
Okay.
This is the screen, you see?
Oh, I see where the picture's supposed to be. Yeah, okay.
So the camera's not working now. That's kind of depressing.
There is something here, but nothing appears.
We can see when he does something, the wheels turn or whatever.
Yeah. What's the problem?
The slider bar should control speed, but I don't notice a whole lot of difference in speed either.
Mm, no, the keyboard doesn't work, right?
Well, Leroy, you're halfway home. Yep,
Halfway.
halfway.
Let's see here. See if I can. That's not going to connect for me. Of course not. I've got it set up to go to the outside world. Let's see. Oh, it's maybe up there. It is. Here, I'm going to share my screen. Share the screen. So this is what I see.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Headache machine.
yeah. So apparently the web camera doesn't have access to the outside world.
Show us your
So you-
3D printer.
Do what?
Look at your 3D printer with it.
Oh, okay. carry around stuff, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I could use my surveillance cameras to pop up on here.
All the stuff.
And that's cordless.
You're currently building something. Cool.
Okay, did you see my boat? 3D printing a boat.
It wasn't very big.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Figure out how to get a bigger screen, but yeah, you could see something.
So I could take like the little Raspberry Pi camera and probably stream directly and maybe even make it bigger.
Yeah.
That may be a good project to play around with.
This is really a good tool for what for our purposes, for documenting and looking at your project and show somebody operating the unit, and that was really great.
I'm going to turn this thing off though and save the battery. I just wanted to see if it actually worked and if you guys could actually see it or not.
Well, I gotta take off. Good enough.
Glad you dropped by.
Hey, Kenny.
Okay.
See ya.
We'll see you later, Kenny.
Bye.
So this is here. Well, while I'm here, I might as well share. Oh no, time's running out.
Okay, there's a separate listing for the next time.
So this is the Raspberry Pi that it's running on, and everything's. But there's a website control program that I modified from a different project, and apparently it's working. I'm using a tunneling agent to open up the SSH tunnel so that outside people can have control, and that's how it's being done. And now it's off.
Wow.
So
Getting pretty sophisticated. Man,
I am.
getting easier to do stuff. We have a second half of the club meeting. If you noticed on the meeting announcement, there's a separate link for that. If you want to come back it should be active at 6:15. If we run out of time on this, we getting any free time, Leroy?
I don't have any more free time, but it looks like we've still got about 8 minutes.
Oh,
So-
okay.
I will try to download the application to have more functionality in my screen. Meanwhile,
Leroy's been busy this week. I set up Nextcloud on a Raspberry Pi too. Just because. Not to use it or anything. Just because.
We were looking at ultraviolet lights a little earlier, Ray. You think that would be effective for bacterial control? A 5-watt ultraviolet lamp? Or viruses or stuff? No?
That's my opinion, but I'm not a microbiologist.
No.
I think maybe a good business to sell a heater for the mailbox, to keep the mailbox at maybe 70 something degrees, because the virus doesn't survive in a warm thing, you know, and you can be sure that your packages and your mail is safe to pick up.
You would have to light it from all different directions if you're trying to use the UV light to do that.
Yeah, no, I thinking to use just heat inside the mailbox, a resistor to increase the temperature, maybe to 80 or 90 degrees, and this will be safe for you to pick then the mail.
But I'm shipping marshmallows and chocolate.
Oh,
That would be a mess.
yes.
But I agree. I think that the heat or a lot of UV light. I've seen some devices that use UV light to sterilize, but it's
Yeah.
like 25 minutes in a UV chamber. So
Yeah.
I just don't think it's very practical.
Yeah. I think that just heat for an hour or something, a timer. After you open and close, the timer will be hitting the mailbox to a safe level for a safe time. And then you have a signal inside your home that your mail is ready to pick up. Particularly stuff coming from China. I just received this today. Can you see? This is connectors, pin headers of different colors, because I like to use different color for different signals in the hats or in the
Circuit board.
the particularly the Arduino boards that go over the Arduino, the shields and hats. Then you know what is power, what is signal, and this kind of stuff. You know, sometimes it's practical.
It's very good.
This is $1 something, free shipping.
I got something from China that I ordered 3 weeks ago. Came today, but I am still waiting on 2 items that I ordered before China even shut down, and I have no idea where they are. They're just
No, I continue to receiving everyday stuff from China without problems. Every day I have some tiny things coming.
yeah, I ordered something from China like it's been over 2 months.
I ordered electronic stuff from this distributor in China, and it was like 5 days from China.
I have this strange feeling that new stuff is being put in front of old stuff, and they're not moving the old stuff out fast enough.
Do you guys know about the since there are not a lot of people on the airplanes going back and forth from countries, that they've been using a lot of passenger space for packages?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they literally are
No.
filling seats with packages to just be able to fulfill like a reason to run the airplane.
Well, my package is probably under a seat on a passenger jet then.
Lost under seat 34D.
They'll never find it until Delta starts flying
That-
again.
What
34D would be
you
right
ask-
next to the
what-
toilet.
What you are waiting, marshmallows and chocolate from China?
I just found something interesting that might be helpful when we're viewing something. Up in the top right-hand corner, if you put your cursor on the screen, you'll see what they call speaker view. And that puts the speaker, it enlarges the speaker. And in my case, maybe not too much, but, and so when Vicente is showing his connectors, or when you're doing your little critter, that might be a good thing to do. It kind of does that anyway when you
Can you see this?
yeah that's
This is an Arduino Nano.
mm-hmm. But it doesn't come here. Doesn't close. Well.
This is the breathing.
Further away, or else it gets out of focus.
We're getting the fuzzy finger now.
Uh-oh. What is that, Ray?
Okay, so if you're reading the chat,
this is Apollo 11 computer.
no. So this is a touchscreen PLC, programmable logic controller, and a counter, up-down counter display, voltage display. So I bought all this, and I'm just getting back into using this as a programmable logic controller, PLC. And it's got like 12 outputs and 12 inputs, analog and digital, a lot of good analog inputs, and counters.
47
but
seconds.
I didn't want this to be all just a bunch of wires in a box, so I went ahead and I built my little practice station, and that makes it so much easier to take this back and forth to home and work. It's just like you guys laser cutting a box for Raspberry Pi. It's so much safer with the Pi being inside a plastic box. Well, this has a large 24-volt power supply, buttons and switches, and there's a rotary encoder and potentiometer, a whole bunch of stuff that goes with it. And I just didn't want it to get messed up. So I'm working on rewiring this and making myself a station.
5,
We'll
4,
see you in a minute.
We'll be back.
Bye.